מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יללי, יללי, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יללי, יללי.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We begin our service by doing nothing. It's wonderful. We take a breath, relax, leave behind the week that was, forget the week to come. Sit here, be together, pray, enjoy family, let Shabbat happen to you. We begin this new energy, this unique energy, by lighting the Shabbat candles. Gemma, we call you to the bima. Bring your parents. Help us welcome in the energy of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechad likner shel Shabbat.
We begin our service on page 12. We sing Lechu neranana l'Adonai. Come, let us sing with joy to God.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nariha letzur yisheinu. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria letzur yishenu, nekadma fana betoda. Naria, naria letzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria letzur yishenu, nekadma fanav betoda. Naria, naria letzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. We continue with Yismechu Hashamayim, which can be found at the bottom of page 13. Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Betagel haaretz. Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Betagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo.
We continue our prayers on page 16. Zamru l'Adonai b'chinur. We sing praise to God with all of our instruments.
Zamru l'Adonai b'chinor, b'chinor v'kol zimra, b'chatzotrot v'kol shofar. Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai, Hiram hayam umelo Tevel veyoshveva Neharot imcha uchav yachat harim yaraneinu. We'll continue with Romemu at the bottom of page 17. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. We'll continue with Lecha Dodi, found on page 20, and we'll be singing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we reach the 9th verse, Bo'i v'shalom is your cue. We'll rise and face the doors we entered from and greet the Sabbath bride. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'lichila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hit'oreri ki va'orech kumi ori shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
We rise,
Bo'i
face the door.
v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola Toch emunei am segula. Bo'i chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
now that we welcome Shabbat, let's welcome each other. If you're already standing, stay standing. Let's get up, introduce yourself to somebody new, greet a loved one from far away, spend a few minutes. Okay, totally fair. Totally fair. I was like, oops. No, you got it. We continue our worship on page 22 with Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסון ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מה גדלו מעשיך היה, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מה גדלו מעשיך היה, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. צדיק אתה מרי יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד, כי אשר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולת בו.
Shabbat Shalom. Like most good Jewish things, I'm going to start my drash tonight with a question. Why did the Israelites have to stay in Egypt during the plagues? Why didn't God take us out first? and then do the plagues second. That's my question for then, but it's also my question for now. Why do we have to sit in awfulness? Protests in our backyard, in our workplaces, and on campus. A list of Zionist authors circulated online this week, people to avoid. Hateful words in supermarkets, hate speech in so many spaces. Why do we have to see this? Why do we have to witness it all? I'll answer at the end. But first, I want to tell you 3 short stories that happened in my life and in the life of our special synagogue this past week. Story 1 is about community. Last week, at about this time, I left the synagogue to attend a communal Shabbat dinner in the home of a congregant. It was lovely. Thank you for hosting and for attending. We sat together, we prayed together, we laughed together, we argued together, and of course, we ate together. So it was very Jewish, and it was very wonderful. But before all that, on the way there, when I left here, I got caught in a protest march, as many of us have. I don't live in this neighborhood, but those of you who do have described the sounds of sleeping under a helicopter and walking home from work, hearing scary public chants about violence against Jews, and so on. The protest I was caught in, no one hit anyone. No one struck a police officer. Nothing physical happened at all. But I also have to say, I would never use the word peaceful to describe the energy I saw. With drums and loudspeakers and matching uniforms of identical masks and keffiyehs, they marched, chanting in unison these words: "There is only one solution, intifada, revolution, and we are all Palestinian." I am not Palestinian. There is a long spectrum between peaceful protest and pogrom energy. This was in between. Uniformed young people marching, shouting as one, calling for violence against Jews. It didn't feel good, and maybe it felt a little scary. And you know, this could all be so different. If this really is about the war or about the very sad civilian death toll that resulted from it, there could be so many other chants. Why not chant, "There is only one solution, a 2-state solution"? They could be screaming peace in the Middle East. I know they like rhyming. Or instead of "we are all Palestinian," maybe "we are all human." It would have a greater appeal. Or if it is about being critical of the Israeli government, they could use one of the many chants from the anti-Netanyahu government protesters in Israel, and there are so many. They could say, "You are the head. You are to blame." Or maybe as a movement that feels very comfortable using the word genocide, they could have said, "It's Yom HaShoah." So we pause our protest for a day or a moment to recognize the horrific genocide, the most horrific genocide in the history of humankind. But none of that is happening. And while I was trying to avoid the march, I saw a college kid wearing a baseball cap. He couldn't have been more than 19 years old. Standing on the side, looking despondent, I noticed him because he was wearing a Bring Them Home necklace. And so, of course, I walked over to him and I told him, "We are with you. You are standing alone on the street corner, but you are not alone. The Jewish community is strong, and we are here with you, and we are here for you." That is my message to him and to you and to all of your children as well. Bring it all here, I say. All of your pain, all of your anger, all of your questions, all of your hopes, that's what a synagogue is for. You can talk to your fellow congregants, to me, to God, to yourself. Use this place to work things out as best you can. And as we do, we need to remember Jews are not a people of monolith. Thank God. And we are not on the internet. Thank God times 1,000. We can express vulnerability and questions and different political positions. We can hold pain and anger and pro and con and sadness and strength and every messy moment in between. And then we can sit down together and eat together and pray together. And I extend the same message to college kids, some of whom may even be a part of the protests in various ways. The Jewish community will be here for you when you want it. It is never too late to condemn Hamas, and it's never too late to reconsider who you stand with. So if there ever comes a time, in 5 months or 5 years, when you just want to sit quietly in a synagogue and reflect, the doors of this synagogue will be open to you. As the protest marched by me, I thought about the saying, Gam zu l'tova, which means this too is for the good. It has been colloquially translated as this too shall pass. That's our saying. It's from the Talmud. The protest movement will pass, the war will end, and the Jewish community will be here for all of us, for all of you, for your children, and we will endure. Story 2, communication. Fast forward to Thursday, I attended a meeting at the UJA Federation. It was hosted by an organization that brings Israelis to the US to study different parts of Jewish life here. And I was on a panel with 2 other rabbis to discuss Jewish life in America. One rabbi was a conservative movement rabbi, and the other was from the Orthodox world. As we sat together, with many differences, we also discovered we shared many values, including support for Israel. And one of the best parts of the meeting was the response of the Israelis. For them, seeing an Orthodox rabbi sitting next to a Reform rabbi, simply sitting together, the room bursted out in applause. And the learning around the table went in all directions. They learned from us, I think, and we learned a great deal from them. And we struggled with lots of questions. What does it mean to be a diaspora Jew? What is known here about Israel, and what is misunderstood? What is the mood and tone in Israel now, we asked. And of course, they were very worried about us here. How can we help, they asked, over and over again. And in that room, I was reminded that it's a good time to talk to other Jews, people like us and people not like us, Ashkenazi, Sephardic, Mizrahi, and Persian, Jews from different racial backgrounds and different sexual orientations, politically liberal and politically conservative Jews, Orthodox and conservative Jews, Israelis. Jews in the US are going through a period of great reassessment where we are not exactly sure where we fit in. So we need to learn from each other and to listen to each other. Suddenly, we're all in this same cosmic struggle for the continuation of our people. And we need to remember the rabbis in the Talmud disagree on every page and almost every line. It's part of the fun. They argue, they opine, they dig in deep, they resolve, but more often than that, they don't resolve an issue, and they just move on to a different topic. They talk about modern ideas for them and older ideas as well. But the thing is, they're all included on the same page. That's the metaphor for us, for our time. Can we really know who we are and where we stand if we don't interact with other Jewish voices? A good way to move through this difficult period is to talk with Jews like you and not like you. Story 3, final story, courage. Tuesday nights, we observed Yom HaShoah. We heard about the only recorded case of survival of 7 siblings in the Holocaust. And I saw so many examples of courage that night. From the siblings in the film who watched as their mother was taken and ultimately murdered, who saw their father be arrested, survived, and then prohibited to immigrate to America where they were. We saw their separation once they arrived in the US and their ultimate reunion. And a word came to my mind over and over: courage. I've been thinking about this word a lot lately. The book of Joshua says, "Look to the eternal, be strong and good of courage." The Psalms say, "I charge you, be strong and resolute. Do not be terrified or dismayed, for the eternal your God is with you wherever you go." There was so much courage in that room on Tuesday. We had maybe 20 or 30 teens come to help us in our ritual of reading the names for those who perished. The pressure they face each and every day at school and online can be enormous. And yet there they stood, rooted in the Jewish past and supported by the Jewish present, knowing who they were. That's courage. In a part of the film that we didn't show, the filmmaker interviews a nun. The nunnery had hid these 7 children for a period of weeks under the threat of immense physical danger. So the filmmaker asked her, "Do you believe that everyone is born with courage?" The nun answered something like this: "I think everyone is born with courage, but you don't know how much until it's tested." You and I are at the beginning of being tested. So I urge you to develop courage, and I will try as well. Consider where and how we might be able to stand up for the Jewish people. It won't be without risk, and it likely won't be without cost. But I think of that one Jewish kid standing on the side of a massive march, standing there with his Bring Them Home necklace on. He has courage, and we owe him the same amount in return, if not more. So my original question, why didn't God just take us out of Egypt? Why did we have to stay there in the midst of the plagues? I don't know for sure, but I know that we do have to bear witness. We are often in a rush to get out of uncomfortable situations. We want to solve each and every problem as quickly as possible. But the Talmud says, if you try to force the moment will force you. If you yield to the moment will yield to you. We cannot force our way out of this. It is not our lot in life. Rather, watching history and horror unfold helps us to know how to act and how to react. And it seems for us the only way out of Egypt, out of that narrow place of constriction, is by going through it. Without that process, we will never be free from that which enslaves us. Rather, we would carry it with us, creating a new Egypt wherever we journeyed next. Instead, may we journey to freedom and to redemption. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 28 for the Baruch Hu. Please rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bivaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach sharim, uvitbuna mashane itim umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim b'mishmarotehem barakia kirtono, boreyom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. באהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. Ve'ahavta, page 36. Please join with me. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Please read with me at the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi Chamocha, our Song of Freedom, page 40. Yai lai 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 yai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai lai lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. מלכותך רוב בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך יפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. 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 ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Please rise. We turn to the Amidah, page 46.
Ananana Adonai, Ananana שפתי תפתח, Ananana ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד תהילתך. Ananana Adonai, Ananana שפתי תפתח, Ananana ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We continue silently. Please be seated when you have concluded your prayer. יחיו לרצון אמרי פי, יחיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו
We offer our prayers of healing for those in need of recovery, healing of the body, mind, spirit. If you would like to offer a Mishaberach to a loved one, please share their name with us now. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leahu, Yivarech et HaCholim. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And together we say, Amen.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor habracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So we have a tradition at the Village Temple, which is for this time in the service to do what we call smachot, which just means happy things. So we invite you to share with us something good that you saw in the world, something good that happened in your life, in your family. And we do this, one, because it's fun to listen to each other and get to know each other, but two, because on Shabbat we are commanded to be joyful. And this is a way of helping us do that. So does anyone have anything positive, good news to share with us?
I'm Bill Hyatt.
Hi, Bill.
A great deal of these people are my family, friends, spouses, significant others. And it is wonderful to have an occasion where from all over the country we can get together and say our bruchas our own way and care about each other in this family, which is very unusual these days. And I'm so proud to have everybody here and so happy to have everybody. Thank you.
How beautiful. Amen. I feel like that was a prayer in and of itself. Anyone else want to share? Very hard to follow that, but I'll just extend one mazal tov additionally to, don't worry, to Gemma, to your parents, to your whole family. We can't wait for tomorrow. Mazal tov. So happy for you. Jolene? Yeah.
Last night was the end-of-year show where our graduating architects, designers, artists, they display their thesis projects. And I'm so inspired by the next generation and how they're thinking about solving so many of today's pressing problems, from affordable housing to sustainable fashion to, how do you keep track of your pets when you are away in a foreign country? How can you monitor? They're thinking of everything. So as we are navigating such challenging times, we really have to put our faith in the next generation that they will come up with a solution that will bring us all together.
Beautiful. Well said. We continue on page 282 with Aleinu. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושבי קרוב בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו עינות, אמת מלכנו אפס סולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We turn now to Kaddish as we think of those who are no longer with us. We observe the yahrzeits of Andrew Villani, William Lowenthal, Mildred Weinstein, Ruth Klurfeld, Joseph Weinstein, Norma Sarah Omansky, Deborah Kaplan, Dorothy Harris, Shirley Saferstein, and Edgar Twain Schleider. Are there additional names at this time? We rise for Kaddish on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'almad yivarach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'l'olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shmei d'kudesha, barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlaba rabba min shamaya, v'chagim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Please be seated. Before we conclude our service, we remind you immediately following the service, we'll make Kiddush and Motzi in the room next door. We close our worship with words of blessing from the biblical book of Numbers. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisar Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace.
Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Shabbat Shalom.
שלום.